Hi guys, how are you this morning? Just jumping on Facebook Live. I've got a few things going on in my head, and I just thought what a good opportunity to touch base with you all. Having a coffee. This is the second double shot for the day. I am living off coffee. Hello, gorgeous boy. Come and say hello to everyone. Look, there he is. There's the little man. Little Mickey. How are you, beautiful boy? Tell you what, I missed this guy greatly, and I missed you guys as well. So really looking forward to connecting with you guys again. Thanks for following our adventure on Facebook over the past 3 weeks. We got back Monday night. It's now Wednesday morning. Severely jet lagged still. Woke up at 3:30 this morning, dog tired, but couldn't get back to sleep. So did a bit of work in bed and then headed off to the gym early. Hence why I'm in this gear. Sorry about that, guys. Hey, John, how you going? Hey, Niall, Chris, thanks, mate, for the... Hey, Mitch, how you going? Sorry, I haven't been acknowledged everyone coming on here. Marilyn, Dazza, hey, Leith, Adrian, Anita. Thanks, guys. I'm just blown away with the support, and I just wanted to really thank you for that. Bit of noise going on in the background. The kids have just left for school, but it's still a bit mad. I like it. What do you think, Niall? I'm going to keep it because it looks better in person. It looks a bit rough here on live, but I'm only shave when I have to, which is about once a week. Yeah, of course I work in bed, man. Darren, I sleep with my phone next to me, and if I can't get to sleep, I have a very bad habit of grabbing my phone and checking Instagram, Facebook, responding to messages, going through my emails. So I've done about 2-3 hours worth of work already. And I'm just actually in a really big dilemma about trying to sort my pictures out and transfer them onto my iMac there in the corner there. It looks like I might have to do a complete re-import or something because I've bolstered it up somewhere. Hey, Julie, Chris. Look, I really enjoy sharing my adventures with you. I was just saying to somebody the other day that it's really exciting to go to a new place like the Faroes, and I know that a lot of people hadn't been there. Maybe a lot of you won't get there. And a lot of people didn't even know really where it was up until now. So it was really exciting for us to share that journey with you. And you know, it was funny, Mary really got into it too. It was awesome to have her along as support. And so she was often doing the lives and beating me to them. So I would concentrate more on obviously looking after the participants and getting some shots, stuff like that. But she did a brilliant job, and she was actually creating some really cool videos through her phone to summarize each of the days. And so if you haven't seen those, jump on her timeline, or if you actually aren't a friend of hers, send her a friend request, Mary Trantino, Trantino, and have a look at those. A couple of things going on in my head. Now that I'm back, we've got a one-day workshop happening here down on the Mornington Peninsula this Saturday, the 26th of May. It's an all-day affair, $395 all day. We shoot in the morning. We start with a sunrise shoot. We have lots of coffee, breakfast and lunches included. And then we go to Moona Links golf course there, download our photographs, and we do a 2-hour Lightroom session for those who are either new to Lightroom or would like to learn some new skills. It goes all day till about 4 p.m. I drive everybody around. I chauffeur drive you around, and it's a really great day to get to A, learn more about your camera, B, learn more about photography, C, get to see some parts of the peninsula that perhaps you haven't discovered yet. Hey, Barb, how you going? Morning to you. And so if you'd like to come, or if you know anybody who'd like to come, just message here or jump on my website, tomputt.com, go to the one-day workshop link and book in there. I've got one place available. So I'm looking forward to that. What was going on inside my head this morning as I went to the gym, and why I wanted to jump on, hey Sue, was that, oh my God, I don't know, Siri, what are you doing? I smashed my phone this morning on the ground. And what did I break yesterday as well? I broke something else. And now Siri's just, shush Siri, go away. So I'm pretty disappointed about that. What else did I break? Oh yeah, last night spilt red wine all over the couch, going to bed very tired. So the joys of jet lag and what you get up to. What I was thinking about in my head that I just wanted to share with you was the transition in photography between one style and the other. And what I've found I'm doing at the moment is I'm really obviously into my aerial landscape photography, and I have been for quite some time. I love the result that I get. I love the fact that I'm able to get up in a plane or a helicopter for an hour or so and get really good productivity out of it. It's beautiful abstract landscapes, as you've seen, and I really loved Iceland. We had a fantastic time shooting that. The dilemma I have, of course, is that I've spent many years photographing just your traditional landscapes and panoramic landscapes, and what do I do with those, and commercially, how am I going to market those, etc., etc. So the personal side of it is that I'm like wanting to concentrate on that aerial abstract landscape photography and be known for that. And yet, hey, thanks, Joe. Thanks for seeing us there. And yet, the dilemma, of course, is that I want to perhaps I'm wondering whether I should be out shooting my traditional type landscapes. Doesn't turn me on as much. I don't think it's really authentic to me. I just really want to be known and be shooting these aerial abstract landscapes, and yet I feel guilty for not shooting when I'm at home and just getting out and shooting the lovely peninsula, etc. But anyway, that's just a little. I hope that's clear. It's a little dilemma that's going on inside my head with regards to shooting styles, because I feel like I'm really transitioning between 20 years worth of traditional landscape photography that I feel I do quite well into this aerial abstract landscape photography to which I want to be known, and I find a lot more gratifying. I feel it's more in my heart. It feels more authentic for me to be shooting that stuff. And that's eventually what I want to be doing and be known for and sell through the galleries. So I don't have any solution. I just wanted to throw it out there, and hopefully it resonates with some of you who might feel the same way or be transitioning shooting styles, et cetera, et cetera. But I just thought I'd mention that. Hey, Margaret. I agree, Barb. Barb's just saying, do what makes you happy and own it. It makes me so happy. I love looking at the aerial stuff that I've done more recently. I did a little bit in Namibia. Haven't released a lot of that on social media because I'm keeping it for a competition later this year. I really was excited by that, and I don't often get excited by my own photographs. And then, of course, we did a fantastic shoot in Iceland, which was the whole reason we went. So the sort of breakdown of where we went while I was away, for those who perhaps couldn't follow or didn't get to see it all. Hey, Margaret, how you going? Hey, Julie, Peter, Sue. Was we left Melbourne on a Sunday night. We went into Copenhagen. We spent 2 nights in Copenhagen just as a bit of a stopover and have a look around, because I hadn't been to Denmark or Copenhagen before. And then we skipped across the Faroe Islands, which is a 2-hour flight. It's part of Denmark. And we spent 5 days doing a recce there for the workshop. I hadn't been to Faroe Islands before, but I'd heavily researched it. I'd had 2 good friends go there in recent times, so I hit them up for a whole lot of information, and we recce'd the hell out of it so that we knew exactly where to go and what to do for the workshop. Then the workshop participants arrived, and we ran an 8-day, 7-night workshop there. And then once that had finished, we all left to the Faroes and went our respective ways. A few people came with me to Iceland, and we planned 5 days to be in Iceland. I'd been to Iceland before. Yeah, man, Iceland 2020. Winter or summer? Niall, I know what you're going to say. You want to go in summer because we want to do the Highlands and some aerials. So let's do that. Let's plan it. Just to finish off this conversation and to talk to you further about that, Niall. So we allowed 5 days because we specifically wanted to shoot aerials, and we wanted just enough time that perhaps if the weather was bad, that we'd be able to fit it in within those 5 days. We got there on a Monday afternoon. I hit the pilot up, Harold, to find out whether we could fly. Tuesday morning, he messaged me and said, today's the only day for the whole week. Let's go. And so we drove quickly out to the airport, and we managed to get 2 flights in, which was awesome. I did a close to 3-hour flight. The other guys did a 2-hour flight. And no, of course not during the school holidays. So that would make it sort of mid-July, late July, Niall. So that was amazing. And, I was really happy with what I got, but it's got me wanting to go back and shoot more. There's so much available there in Iceland to shoot aerials wise. It's just damn expensive, unfortunately, to get there and to shoot aerials. It's okay to let go of what no longer serves you. It's not gone. Experience. Yeah, Hey, and I probably need to hit you up, Joe. How do you move on from past mistakes? This is a really personal one for me at the moment. There's something that's going on that is quite significant that I'm really struggling with at the moment. So if anyone's got any advice on how to move on from something that might have happened recently in the past that I know I need to let go of and I need to move on. And, there's all these things that I watch that say it's not what happens to you, it's how you react to it and how you deal with it, etc., etc. Struggling at the moment with something. But anyway, we were so lucky to get that aerials in, and I'd love to be able to take a group there and do it, Niall. Thanks, Julie, for following. Really appreciate your feedback on that and really enjoyed sharing the trip with you. Yes, Joe. All right. Today, Joe, I can do coffee today. I'm going to be up somewhere near your way. I'm picking the kids up from school in Elstonwick at 3:30. If you want to meet by, say, 2 o'clock somewhere in that area, let me know. I'm going to consume a lot of this today. Harold, who flew with me, who's an awesome guy. If you haven't seen the YouTube interview that I did with him, jump on my YouTube channel and have a look at it. I'll post the link as a comment here below once this is finished as well. He's awesome. We sat down for about 40 minutes and had a great chat about shooting aerials in Iceland. Joe, it's a date. I'll message you after this. Thank you so much. What he has done is he's bought himself a new plane, a larger plane than what I flew in. It's a Cessna 180, not a Cessna 170 that we flew in. And hopefully he's going to have windows at the back that can open up so we can all shoot. You could probably fit 3 other photographers in the plane. And that would be awesome to be able to fly with him. So to probably make it a little bit more logistically possible to run a workshop there and to shoot aerials there, which I'd love to share with you. And g'day, Nick. Nick, you were recently in Iceland as well, were you not? You went across with a group just a couple of months ago. I think I've seen some of your work. Awesome. Joe, Ian, John. And so Iceland's an amazing place. Hey, just on that, wowzers. I've been to Iceland before, really enjoyed it. Didn't necessarily need to go back to see the same stuff, but really wanted to shoot aerials, and I'd do it again in a heartbeat. But man, has that place gone off the charts since I got there. Here's the statistics for you. Since 2010, when that bigger volcano erupted, tourism has increased by 25% annually since then. They had 500,000 visitors back in 2010, tourists. Now they have 2.3 million, if not more, 2.5 million. So it's absolutely exploded. I was blown away just with the number of people there. We were driving around just doing a few day trips after the aerials, and the number of people and the number of cars in the car parks at waterfalls and beaches that were 2.5 hours away from Reykjavik was incredible. The weather was just absolutely shit house. It was pissing down with rain. It was cold. It was windy. And yet there were all these people everywhere. Like I couldn't believe it. There were cafes in the car parks that I'd never seen before. The place has gone off the charts. I don't know that I like it. I like to think that we get the whole place to ourselves, and yet that's not possible, of course. And I'm to blame as well as many others for going there in the first place and putting it all on social media. Faroe Islands is going to do the same. Unfortunately, it's a very quiet little place. There's only 50,000 people there. We were blown away with how quiet it was, how few other photographers we saw, which was great. And yet that place is going to go off the charts. It's so easy to get around. It's so photogenic. You saw it, the sea cliffs, 300 or 400 meters high. It's easy to get to. There's no more than an hour's drive in between places. And that's, from one side to the other. It's so photogenic. It's just amazing. And yet, unfortunately, it's going to go ballistic. Faroe Islands will be the next Iceland for sure. And in the next few years, you will not believe how many workshops will we run there. I probably know of half a dozen people running workshops there at the moment, within my circle, so to speak, not from Australia, from other parts of the world. And yet that place is just going to go berserk. And so if you're wanting to come to Faroes, I'm going to plan hopefully another trip there next year. Just message me or comment here below, and I'd love to take you there. We know the place extensively now, what to do, where to go. We've put together an awesome itinerary for next year. Faroe's not harder to get to internationally, Niall. You just fly to Copenhagen and you fly an hour or 2 hours to get there. It's no more difficult to get to than Iceland, really. You can fly direct from Iceland to Faroe and vice versa. There's about 4 international flights that can get you to Faroes. You can go via Copenhagen, you can go via Edinburgh, Iceland, and there's 1 or 2 other places. I'll have to have a look. And it cost us $2,000 each to go from Melbourne to Copenhagen, Copenhagen to Faroes, Faroes to Iceland, and then back home again. So it really was pretty cheap, to be honest. And there was a sale soon after we bought our ticket that went on for $1,500. So we really could have got that whole trip for $1,500 return, not $2,000. So I don't think it's inaccessible. It's very accessible for the Europeans, of course. And so it's going to go off the charts. It's certainly going to get a lot busier than what we saw it. And we really did feel like we were the only tourists there, which was awesome. Some amazing places that we got to. And thanks, Phil. Hey, Scott. Yeah, can't wait to get back there. Mary and I absolutely would go back tomorrow. We've talked about actually spending about 3 months there and just chilling out once the kids have flown the coop, so to speak, which will be a long way off. There's some brilliant hiking to be done there. There's some amazing hikes through the mountains, and you don't have to hike very far, or you can hike a long way. It's up to you. Good evening. Evening where, dude? It's morning here. I'm home now. Thanks, Scott. Thanks, really appreciate it. I just love sharing my adventures. I feel that I'm extremely fortunate to do what I do. At times it's hard. Other times it's the best job in the world. And it doesn't feel like a job even. It's just, we're so fortunate that we have unreal clients and participants who support the workshops. And I really do appreciate that. I'm sure I take that for granted. And I try not to, but I really just want to check in sometimes and just say thank you to everybody who, past and present, who support the workshops. And those workshops and these places wouldn't happen without you guys. So thank you very much for that. Hey, Malcolm, Jenny, Alan. So that's about it, really. Yeah, looking forward to catching up with the participants this Saturday for my one-day workshop. I head to the Far North Queensland, our first Far North Queensland workshop, although I've been there many, many times shooting myself. That's at the end of June, 22nd to the 26th of June. We still have a few places available for that if you'd like to come along. So I'm home for about 4 weeks, which is pretty exciting. Hey, Andrew, Neil. And then after that, I've got a snow photography. No, I've got, I'm home for like 3 days. And then we have a week-long South Island, New Zealand workshop, a winter workshop, and they've got some wicked snow happening there at the moment. So hopefully that continues because we really want to shoot some winter landscapes. We're doing a quick snapshot of the southern island of the South Island of New Zealand, starting in Christchurch, heading down the east coast, up through Queenstown to Mount Cook, and then down up through the west coast, through the glaciers, and then back to Christchurch. So I can't wait for that. We still have a couple of places available on that if you'd like to come. Snow photography workshop here at Mount Hotham and Dinner Plain at the end of July. We've got places available for that. Oh, Scott, dude. Man, are you coming, Scott, are you coming back through Melbourne? If so, let's hook up. Let me know a date. Take you shooting here on the peninsula. There's always a spare bed, as you know. And love to catch up with you. Hey, Ian. I caught up with Ian just a few weeks ago in Adelaide, for goodness sake. He was staying in the same bloody hotel as me. It was awesome. I saw him at the bar and we had a beer together, which was great. Hey, Pippin, how you going, sweetie pie? Anyway, and then off to Bhutan. I can't wait. Off to Bhutan in September for 2 weeks, a very personalized tour through Bhutan. And I have a few places available for that as well. Olivia Penniston-Bird, you have been so in my mind lately. You, Rebecca, and Jackie Bornstein. I've recently connected with Jackie through Facebook, and my daughter is singing a fair bit of beautiful jazz and solo work. And I was there last night at her school, and I so want to take her to see Jackie go sing live. Jackie's doing some great jazz stuff. And Olivia, we so need to catch up for a bloody coffee. You know how long it's been since we've seen each other? For those who are watching, as you might know, I'm quite theatrical. And when I was 13 years old, I participated and I was accepted in the Victorian State Opera's performance of The Snow Queen, which is, if you don't know The Snow Queen, it's actually, what do we bloody call that? Frozen was actually based on the Snow Queen story. Anyway, I was part of that, and Olivia and her sister Rebecca were actually part of that whole production. And we've recently reconnected on Facebook, and I would love to catch up with you guys. Olivia and Rebecca, let's get together, and it would be awesome to reconnect. It's been 30 years since we've seen each other, so that would be incredible. Hey, you know, for all the bad rap that Facebook gets, that's a good rap. I mean, I would never have reconnected with these guys had it not been for Facebook. And I'd love to actually go and see Jackie perform as well. So we must do that. The dogs are going nuts because there's a car alarm going off. Hey, Deb, welcome back. So Deborah Carlisle, for those who are still watching, I can't believe I'm ranting for this long. Deb and her husband, Gordon, are awesome, and they come with me every year. They've been to every single graduate workshop we've run, and they came to the Faroes and we had an amazing time, and they've literally just got off the plane and probably are either in the car on the way home or have just got home. So welcome home, Deb. I hope you're not feeling too shabby. They've come all the way from Spain to get home through about 5 different airports to be home now, eventually. Get some rest. We'll catch up soon, you guys. And thank you so much for coming on the Faroes workshop. You know, it's funny, like Mary and I were just reflecting yesterday and just going, well, wow, did that really happen? I mean, we love traveling and all. I absolutely love it. And yet it seems so surreal that we've done this adventure and we're now back home and back into, you know, normal life with kids and, you know, bills and all that sort of stuff and work. But no, the dog has a dog door. He can get out himself. Anyway, you know, it was such a surreal experience. And the Faroe Islands is such an amazing place. We have so many great stories to share with you that I'm sure we've done already through our lives, but also photographically to post on Facebook over the coming weeks and months as we go through our photos and share them with you. So I can't wait to write a few blog posts, actually. My intention is always to share as much as possible with my Facebook lives and with my photographs. But I always try and write a little blog as well because I feel I write quite well, and Mary always encourages me to do that. But I didn't get the time, unfortunately, while we were away. So I'll try and catch up on that in the next few days. In between getting my bloody phone screen fixed. Look at that. That is so annoying. I hate that. I got back from the gym. I shoved it in my pocket and it fell out of my jacket. Coming inside and it fell on the gravel face first and busted. Anyway, that happens, hey? Oh, big hugs to you guys, Deb. Oh my God, you guys are so awesome. Hey, Bobby. Bobby, for those who don't know Bobby came with us to the Kimberley last year on a workshop, and she came to Faroe Islands just recently, and we had such an awesome time. And she is a trooper. I tell you what she did in the Faroes with all the walking, we didn't do a lot of walking, but there were some challenging walks, and there was some, you know, cliff edges that were like this. And she just throws herself in there and just is such an amazing person. So Bobby, I just want to acknowledge you for being so awesome and for coming to the Faroes. We really loved having you as part of the group. So thank you. Hey, Lucille. Lucille McCready, another awesome photographer who runs the most amazing, now let me get this right, cattle stud farm down in Tasmania. And she's very busy with her Speckled Park, I think is the name of the stud farm. Anyway, she's very busy with that at the moment, but she came on my New Zealand September 2015 workshop along with Sabrina, who came to the Faroe Islands with us recently. So looking forward to getting back to the South Island, New Zealand. Oh my God, I love that place. Hey, another thing I'd really love to know, and something that I'm grappling with at the moment, again, for those who are interested. No worries, Niall. Thanks for joining in. I honestly thought this was going to go 5 minutes, and instead it's been 25 minutes, and I'm just ranting. But anyway, there's a few people still on, so I'll keep going. Hey, Al Ruth, how you going? Another thing that I wanted to chat with you guys about that's happening at the moment is there's heaps of good workshops out there, which is fantastic. And I hear really good reports about some of them, which is awesome. And there's heaps of opportunities for everybody out there to go on a different type of workshop. Of course, what I'm finding is that I'm having to sort of juggle, getting in first in order to put my schedule out there so people can book on it. Otherwise, you book on something else. And B, picking the right places to go in order to be able to offer something that's attractive to you for you to want to come along in the first place. So that's a big dilemma at the moment. Years gone by, I could just throw workshops out there and they'd fully book and I wouldn't have any dramas. But these days, there's so many offerings at the moment, which is great. And people are wanting to go here, there, and everywhere. That it's a struggle to keep up sometimes with where to pick and times a year to go, and juggling in with school holidays and Mother's Day and Father's Day. We were away, unfortunately, for Mother's Day in the Faroes. But trying to fit it all in is pretty huge. So I think that's about it for now. I've loved being on the live and just sharing my thoughts with you, being home again. And hey, Adam Williams. Now, just a big shout out to Adam. So he's part of the Light Collective, and they are doing, if you're a Melbourne photographer and you love to learn more about photography, he with Ignacio, I'm going to miss somebody out here, Ricardo, Adam, and Paul Holan will be running a seminar here and launching their Lake Air exhibition here in Melbourne on the Queen's birthday long weekend. I think it's June 9 off the top of my head. And look online, search in Facebook for the Light Collective. They're advertising it at the moment. They're doing a one-day seminar. All 5 of them will be talking all about what they do best, Photoshop, shooting aerials, etc., etc. So get along to that if you're Melbourne-based, because that will be awesome. I hope to be there. Hey, Nick. Hey, Fiona. Nick Monk, awesome Tasmanian photographer. Oh, my God. I just need to get back to Tassie and shoot. It's been too long. Hey, Amanda. Amanda Brown. Your Insurance Solutions. She runs an amazing. I do all my insurance through them, right? Hopefully I can get that claimed through insurance. But if you ever want to know anything about camera insurance, or travel insurance, personal insurance, public liability insurance, get them to look after you, because really there's all different types of insurance. And if you buy the wrong insurance and you're not covered, you're stuffed. And there's a lot of crap insurance out there. Amanda and her husband Frank have been in the industry for 25 years. They know what they're talking about. This is an absolute gratuitous plug because they've looked after me so well. And as you know, my Pentax went for a swim, last year, and they answered my message at like 8 o'clock on a Sunday morning to tell me that it was covered and no dramas, and they really looked after me. And so I really want to acknowledge Amanda and Frank from your Insurance Solutions for looking after me. And Amanda's always commenting and liking my Facebook posts and photos. She's one of my biggest fans. So that's pretty awesome. So thank you, Amanda. Anyway, Scott, have a fantastic, look up Scott McCook for those who don't know him on Instagram or Facebook. His stuff is amazing. He shoots some of the best aerials you'll ever see. Watch his stuff come out of New Zealand. It will be epic. All right, I'm going to go. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you've enjoyed this little live. I'm going to be just saving all of my lives from the Faroe Islands adventure and putting them on my YouTube channel. I'll put links to all of that in this post after we stop this one. And I'm going to put a link through to the interview I did with Harold, the volcano pilot in Iceland as well. So if you haven't seen that video, it goes for about 40 minutes. It's a really fun chat. I'm really enjoying that series called The Landscape. And that's all about just catching up with people in the industry who share my passion and love for photography. And so hopefully hitting up some of those Light Collective boys when they're in town in a few weeks' time, and doing some more interviews, and hopefully getting 1 or 2 out each month. So keep an eye out for that and let me know how you're enjoying those as well. All right, thanks guys. Thanks for watching. Love your work. Thanks for following, and look forward to catching up with you all again soon. Cheers. Bye.